السلام عليك زين الأنبياء السلام عليك.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. As we continue to look at these Quranic gems, we come across the verse in Surah Al-Anbiya, the verse, the chapter entitled The Prophets, and this is verse 87 and 88. After Allah talks about various prophets and their stances that they had, He mentions the Prophet Ibrahim, and He mentions the Prophet Lut and the Prophet Nuh. Then Allah says, and remember, وَذُنُّونِ إِذْ ذَهَبَ مُغَاضِبًا, and that remember when Yunus, the Nun, he stormed off from his city in a rage. فَظَنَّ أَن لَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ, thinking we would not restrain him. فَنَادَى فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ أَن لَّا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ سُبْحَانَكَ إِنِّي كُنتُ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. Then in the veils of darkness he cried out, there is no God except you, glory be to you, I have certainly done wrong. So first and foremost, he left his people إِذْ ذَهَبَ مُغَاضِبًا, in a state of anger, and he was frustrated with his people, and he left. However, he left without the permission of Allah. He left without the explicit idhn, the permission of Allah. And the scholars, they talk about this. They say that he thought that if he leaves the city, then another messenger will be sent in his place, and he's no longer responsible for carrying the message. And this was ijtahada wa akhta'a, is that this is not sinful. He didn't leave in a way that he was sinful, but that was his reasoning and it was mistaken. فَظَنَّ أَن لَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ, thinking we would not restrain him. And there's difference of opinion. What does this mean? أَن لَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ. Some have translated it as that thinking we were not powerful or it had ability over him, but this is an incorrect translation. And one of the opinions of what this means, the companion Muawiyah, he came to Ibn Abbas, who was known as the commentator of the Quran, and he says to him, he says, last night, the waves of the Quran hit me last night. He was reciting the Quran in the night, and he said that he compared it to an ocean, and he says, the waves of the Quran hit me, and I began to drown, and I did not find anyone to save me from this drowning except you, O Ibn Abbas. So then Ibn Abbas said, what is it? What are you dealing with? And he said, does the Prophet of Allah think that Allah doesn't have ability over him? Is this the meaning of the verse? أَلَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ? And then Ibn Abbas said, هَذَا مِنَ الْقَدْرِ لَا مِنَ الْقُدْرَةِ. This word أَلَّن نَّقْدِرَ is not from the ability or the power of the Allah. The qudra is from the qadr. In other words, يعني التضيق عليه, that, as we have said here, thinking that we would not restrain him. That's one opinion, one interpretation of this verse. The second is that it's an applied question. أَفَيَظُنُّ أَن لَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ. Does he think, it's an applied question, does he think that we don't have ability over him? And then a third opinion or interpretation is that this was in the stomach of the whale. He thought that he wouldn't be rescued. As usually it's mustahil adatan, it's impossible for someone to survive that situation. So that's one of the meanings of أَلَّن نَّقْدِرَ عَلَيْهِ فَنَادَى. So when he realized his situation, he called out, and this was a calling of tawbah for his shortcoming, or for his rushing, or for his misjudgment. فِي الظُّلُمَاتِ, he called out in the veils of darkness, and you can imagine that it's the darkness of the night, in the darkness of the depth of the sea, and in the midst of the ocean of the whale. And some said that this was the dhulumat of his mistake. It was the darkness of his mistake. And then what did he call out? He said, and this is La ilaha illa ant, La ilaha illa ant, subhanaka inni kuntu min al-zalimin. He said in a broken state that there is no God but you, glory be to you, I have been among those who have wronged themselves. And in this amazing dua, he combined four essential elements: the tawheed, recognizing the oneness of Allah; the tanzih, glorifying and transcending and glorifying Allah; he recognized his slavehood, and he also confessed. And that when he said subhanaka, what he was saying was two things: that this is not an injustice from you, I was wrong, and that he's not accusing Allah in any way whatsoever, is that this is not an injustice from you, you are beyond that, you are above that. And also Subhanaka, glory be to you, you have the ability to rescue me from this state, to rescue me from the depth of the ocean and the whale's stomach. You have the ability. And according to a narration, the angels, when he made this dua, they said to Allah, they said that this weak voice sounds familiar to us, but it's in a far away land. And then Allah responded, He said, do you not recognize whose voice this is? This is my servant Yunus. And then the angel said, Yunus, the one whose righteous actions are raised and accepted, and whose supplications are answered. And then the angels, they said, O Allah, will you not have mercy on him and rescue him due to the good deeds and the good that he used to do in the times of ease? And Allah said, indeed. So the verse continues, فَاسْتَجَبْنَا لَهُ وَنَجَّيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْغَمِّ, and that we answered his prayer and rescued him from anguish. And then this last gem, look what Allah says after that in the next verse, verse 88, وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and so do we save the believers. Is that so do we save, and Allah rescues the believers. And there's a lot of hadith that relate to this, and we'll end with 2 or 3 of them. The Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّهُ لَمْ يَدْعُ بِهَا مُسْلِمٌ فِي شَيْءٍ قَطْ إِلَّا اسْتَجَابَ اللَّهُ لَهُ, is that no Muslim calls upon Allah with this supplication, لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ سُبْحَانَكَ إِنِّي كُنْتُ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ, concerning anything except that he or she is answered. In another hadith, the Prophet said, shall I not inform you of a supplication that if some important matter befalls you, if you're inflicted with anything, that you would, using this supplication, you will find relief? And they said, Bala, they said, please inform us. And he said that this was the dua of Yunus. In another hadith, the Prophet said, shall I not point out to you, indicate to you the supreme name of Allah, the Ismul A'zam? Can I not? I'll give you the Ismul A'zam of Allah. And then they said, what is it? And they said, it's the dua of Yunus. Is the Ismul A'zam, the greatest name of Allah. And then قال رجلا يا رسول الله هل كان ليونس خاص? Is this, he said that, is this specifically for Yunus? Is this only for Yunus? And the Prophet ﷺ said, haven't you heard his words? وَكَذَلِكَ نُنْجِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and that way we rescue and we deliver believers. And one more beautiful hadith, the Prophet said that any Muslim that calls upon calls upon him with this supplication in his sickness 40 times, and then they pass away in that illness, is that they will receive the reward of a martyr. And if he happens to recover, he recovers with his sins forgiven. So this is a great secret. This is a great tool. This is a great means that we use, this dua of Sayyidina Yunus. If we're experiencing any hardship, individually or collectively, we call out, La ilaha illa anta, oh Allah, there's no one, there's no God but you, Subhanaka, inni kuntu min al-zalimin. And that this is one of the greatest means that we can take in all of our affairs. And we ask Allah that He rescue us, and that He grant us relief, and that He pardon us, and that He make us among those who are successful. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.